I'm Chelsea Robson.
And I am Morgan Stradling.
And you're watching the Rotoscopers YouTube.
Now with more blogs.
Yay! So today we're going to be talking about a movie that you probably haven't heard of unless you're in Europe.
A Monster in Paris.
Yay! The majority of people aren't going to have heard of this movie because it was only released theatrically in Europe. It was actually directed and written by the director of Shark Tale, and I have to say I was pretty impressed by it.
Kind of the theme and the moral of this movie is don't judge a book by its cover, and this is definitely a movie that you should not judge by its cover.
Or lack of information.
Because it was really actually pretty good.
Yeah.
The animation is okay. It's definitely above TV quality, and it obviously was a smaller studio, and I respect that. But overall, like it's good looking, and they put a lot of effort into it, and I enjoy it. The characters are well designed.
Yeah.
The characters are also really well developed, and I liked it. You know, it wasn't like the best movie I'd ever seen, but I was pleasantly surprised because I honestly was expecting not to enjoy this movie.
So it's kind of deceiving because in the movie, when it first starts out, you think it's about this guy, this leprechaun-looking guy in the back. I still don't know why he's dressed like a leprechaun. He just is, apparently. But just for basic sakes, you've got two guys who are best friends and been friends for a long time, and one is kind of a love struck, but he's had this crush on a girl for so many years and just hasn't been able to buck up the courage to ask her out, and it kind of is a little bit of a theme throughout this whole movie. And then the second guy is kind of like the crazy friend, the one who goes off and does crazy things and always has something going on up his sleeve.
So one day these two guys, they break into a mad scientist laboratory and they start mixing different potions together, and as they're mixing too, a flea jumps in and gets caught and turns giant.
But not only did it have giant forming elixir, but it also had the amazing voice elixir in there as well. So now we have a giant talking, singing, crooning flea. It almost kind of reminded me of Bro Ives and the Ugly Bug Ball.
Come on, let's crawl, gotta crawl to the ugly bug.
So these guys freak out because they see the flea, which is giant, and if I saw a giant flea, I would obviously freak out too because it's disgusting.
Totally.
Anyways, he hops away and then he starts scaring all the denizens of Paris, and they're screaming, and then he's in the papers the next day, and then there is a cabaret singer who, first she freaks out, but then, you know, she listens to him singing as he's in the alleyway after she screamed and shut the door on him. He has this beautiful angelic voice, and so she feels compassion for him because she hears him singing in the alley, and she says, what a beautiful voice, I must take him in. So she takes him in and has no problem with him being a flea anymore and dresses him up and yada yada yada. Watch the rest to find out what happens. But she doesn't fall in love with him, I'm just gonna tell you that, because that's creepy and that's weird. She just becomes friends.
No animal husbandry here.
So it is actually a really good, surprising movie. I enjoyed it. The music was really cool.
The music was excellent. You know, something that I noticed about it, it had a very different rhythm as you go through the movie. You don't really, it's not as fast moving as a lot of American Western style movies, but it matches with the music. And the music has this very avant-garde, new, interesting twist to everything, and I loved it. So just that part alone just left me like, that's really cool.
As for bonus features, it doesn't have any. Zero, zip, nada, not a one. Kind of a bummer because it would have been cool to see behind the scenes, making of, director's commentary, basically everything I always talk about when it comes to bonus features. But it doesn't have them, alas. I mean, we have a Blu-ray 3D, a Blu-ray, a DVD, and a digital copy. They clearly want us to watch this movie in all of its forms. Except for how it was made, like, don't worry about that. So that was kind of disappointing because I was actually, even though I didn't really want to watch this movie going into it, leaving it, I wanted to watch more about it, and I didn't have anything to watch, which was kind of a bummer.
First world problems. So, in summation, we liked it. I mean, we gave it good old 3 stars.
3 stars. Hey, that's middle. That's good.
That's good.
But as for buying it, considering there aren't any bonus features and it wasn't that good, I would say rent it.
Yeah.
I mean, really, this is a movie that you should see because it's pretty decent and it's animated, duh. So rent it.
Rent it. Until next time, we are the Rotoscopers.